Okay, today is Monday, August 4th, 2025, and due to the request of one person, I'm bringing back my video diary series. I haven't been uploading consistently because I've honestly been lazy and kind of forgot to do this, and nothing interesting has been going on in my life as of now. So I could lie and say things have been getting better, which, they have been, but as of reasons I'll talk about maybe later in the video, probably not good. Probably something to get out of. So I think I stopped uploading 2 months ago. Exactly 2 months ago. But let's yap about what I've done. Or what happened. So last time I uploaded was June 6th. That was a Friday. And that's when school was still in session, and I'm pretty sure I left the video on a pretty negative note because I don't forgot why, but I'm sure I left the video off on a negative note. Well, I'd be happy and glad to report that the rest of June and July have been relatively well. I started a summer job Monday, June 23rd, so I've been caught up in that. I finished it now. Well, first let me just say, my state offers jobs for the summer for teenagers, so I signed up for when I got a job at a music place. So I got some pushback from my mom. She's like, "Oh, you're going to work?" And I think playing music for 5 hours a day isn't something she would call work. But it was fun. Music is one of the things that keeps me my mind off of dysphoria. So during the job, I wasn't really thinking much about dysphoria because I was just doing my own thing, playing music, doing something I like. And then I go home and relax. I think that was a great way to spend my summer. I got paid doing it, and yeah, it was fun. But last week, when was that? Monday, July 28th. I was experiencing the worst stomach pains I've had in a while. And at first I thought, oh, it's because I'm binding, so let me just unbind real quick. And then I was off the therapy. I'm like, oh, okay, let me just complain to my therapist what's been bothering me. My little stomach pain. So I did. And then I went home. I thought I got better. I'm like, okay, yeah, let me go on the grind, play Roblox. And then I stopped playing Roblox, and then it got worse again. I'm like, oh boy, let me just take some Tylenol and thug it out. It did not work so well. I did not thug it out. It was until 12 in the morning. I really couldn't take it anymore. And anything I stomached down, I tried to stomach down, I threw up. The Tylenol I took, I threw up. And then sometime around 1:30, my mom came home from work, and I told her, oh, I want to go to the hospital. But we couldn't go to the hospital because my medical card got cut off because I started working. But it's all fixed now, I guess. So there was that. I'm pretty sure she was hesitant because of that. So around 2:30, she took me to the hospital because I asked her to. I'm pretty sure if I didn't ask her to, I would have, just still been suffering in bed, crying and throwing up. So I'm not lying when I say I was waiting in the ER for 3 hours before I got seen. And my mom guessed the reason why is because I didn't give him my social security number at the desk. I don't memorize that. And I didn't have the card with me. I don't have a picture of it either. So there was that. I had to wait 3 hours. Those were the worst 3 hours of my life. I had to get up to the bathroom every 5 minutes to throw up stomach acid. Terrible. Do not recommend that hospital. So when they finally checked me, it was like 6 in the morning, and they did some scans, and they're like, oh yeah, pretty sure you have appendicitis. Okay, yeah, cool. I did think that too, but like, you know what? Let me not say anything, so they can figure out what's wrong with me. I'm like, because if I go over there, they say, oh, I think I have appendicitis. They're like, no, you just have a really bad stomach ache. You fool. Weakling. Now go take some Tylenol. No, but yeah. So then, because I'm still a minor, they transferred me to a pediatric clinic, and I know the hospitals are for like kids, and they're comforting, and that's the point. But I kind of miss the hospital. It was so nice. You were just laying in bed, watching TV, being fed 3 meals a day, and which is the ideal life for any person. But those days are expensive. They cost more than rent. Anyways, I had surgery, Tuesday, the next day, at like 7, not 7, at like 1 in the afternoon. And I got back, so, I was sleeping. Surgery went really well. They're like, okay, yeah, we got your appendix. The doctors there were super cool, so funny. 10 out of 10. Hope they live happy lives, because, they deserve it. What else? That was it. I got discharged Wednesday at noon. And I guess it was funny coming back, because, okay, well, you gotta go to therapy afterwards. But I didn't, because there was a bunch of traffic, and I wasn't gonna make it. So, that was also funny. I think Wednesday would have been funny. We're like, oh yeah, guess what? I just got discharged from the hospital. What are you doing here? Stay home. No, I gotta go to therapy. I gotta tell you about this funny thing. I was complaining to you Monday, and then I come back Wednesday. Oh, look, I just had surgery. That's funny. But after surgery, I felt really bad. I don't know if I talked about it on here, but I have an eating disorder. And after surgery, I just feel like I gained weight, and I did not like it. I was spiraling really bad. And during that week, it's like, that whole week I was off my medication because of, again, my medical card. They couldn't, oh yeah, let me see, let me pay. They're gonna have to pay it out of pocket. I could Google that, how much it costs. $45 for 30. No, wait, no. $35 is an $45 for 10 milligrams is an estimate. So, and then the average 30-day supply is $490. But that's for 30 days. And the ones I usually get for 90 days. Imagine that. No, wonderful. So, no, we're not, nobody's spending like 500 buckaroos for 30 days of medication. So they're like, okay, we're gonna wait for the medical card. So I've been going crazy all week. So then I've had plenty of mental spirals the rest of the week. And, not pleasant. I felt like killing myself. I had a plan and everything. But, yay! Wonderful. So, I attribute, my weight, my dysphoria to how much I weigh. And, if the numbers on the scale really don't look like they match what it looks like in the mirror, and if it looks like I weigh more, but the scale says the same thing I've been weighing for the past 3 years, something must be wrong. So when I talked it over with my therapist today, he's like, oh yeah, right, because you're a woman, you're biologically a woman, your hormones are gonna, move your fat all over places. I'm like, oh wow, that makes so much sense. Wow, it's actually easier to cope with the fact I'm thinking like the changes in my body are because of estrogen and not because I'm doing something different with the way I eat. Somehow I'm better coping with that than with the possibility of just being fat and a loser. Oh, the way my brain works. Wonderful. So, that was today, right? And then Friday, I went to go... No, let me rephrase this. I scheduled an appointment like a week before a week before that for like a consultation with my parents to get on testosterone. And we went Friday for that appointment, and everything checked out. Both of my parents were cool with it. So Wednesday, I'm having another thing done. I wasn't paying attention to what they were saying. I was just paying attention for, oh, this is when your next appointment is, and not this. That's what the appointment is for. So I'm going back Wednesday for something. Probably going over like testosterone shots and how much the dosage of what I'm getting. So, if I'm lucky, I get prescribed testosterone Wednesday. And that's funny because I'm like, oh, it's T-shot Thursday, but no, it's T-shot Wednesday. The T's don't align. You have a T and a W. Boo! I don't want that. T-shot Wednesdays, guys. But besides that, Saturday, my final day of work, I had a show to do. I stayed there for 4 hours. They said I was gonna perform at like 3 something, but I didn't end up performing until like 4:30. Like a few hours behind schedule. But we messed up on some parts. I don't know if there's any recording of it. If there is, I'll probably link it somewhere. So, if it's there anywhere, probably suck. The performance, the rehearsal recordings sound way better than the live recording. Sure, because somebody messed up some parts. I'm not naming names. Peter definitely messed up his parts. And then the same Saturday, I had a sleepover with my not online friends. That'd be great if I had a sleepover with my online friends. What are we gonna do? We're gonna play Roblox all day. No, I had a sleepover with my IRL friends. It was funny. We ate pizza. We ate waffles. Delicious stuff. Wonderful for my brain. But I'm not gonna lie and say like, oh, I'm not food repulsed. It's like I'm food something. I feel like this recording has gone on. This recording is 15 minutes long. I think I've been yapping for far too long. Anyways, now that work is over, I'm gonna be rotting in my room for 2 weeks. I'll let everybody know how that goes. I don't feel like editing this video. I don't like listening to myself this time. So, there you go. That was it for today. I will update maybe next Monday. Maybe. If anyone requests. Okay, goodbye.